Yo, what up? Good morning, GMG. What day is it? It's Tuesday. March. It's March. What the hell? February. Get out of here. March 18th, 2025. Look at that. Another beautiful day. So have a beautiful day. I got my co-host in the house. Tyler, Mando's Burritos. It's a nice name. We should open a burrito spot in Portugal.
Dude, you're not coming to Portugal.
Dude, I asked you yesterday for fucking realtor number and you ignored my texts. So
Bro,
no,
you've asked me the same question every month for about the last 15 months.
Connected me.
I come back with something and then it's like, no, it's going to be another month.
I asked you for, you want me to share my screen of WhatsApps right now?
Dude, it's every month.
My last text to Mendo says, do you have a realtor for Lisbon?
Dude, I remember sending you about 12 months ago about 20 different apartments, which I thought you could look at.
I don't want to look at like apartment websites. I want a realtor to like plan a tour for me, take me through all the different areas of Lisbon. Here we go. I want to be catered to.
You know, when you come out here, you're not just like, Portugal's not like fully third world. You don't just come out here with like $5 and you're like the king. You know, you don't just like get shown around places because you have like a little bit of money.
Oh, hold on.
I want a realtor to drive me from place to place. I've got a little bit of money to spend. I can spend up to $5,000 a month on rent.
Is that a lot in Portugal? I feel like it's a castle.
No, it's not. That's the point.
I feel like you can get a castle in Portugal for $5K a month, you know?
Not in Lisbon anymore, man.
I feel like I'll be able to buy like a third of the city or something, you know?
We're set up in Madeira, and Callie saw the same thing when we went out to Madeira the first time. He was like expecting to go out there and just like be able to like own Funchal, and we got out there, and Funchal's like a proper city.
Well, Cali's different. Cali even thinks Canada's third world country, so that's a whole other conversation. But I did ask you for a realtor number. Because I do have one for other areas of around Portugal. So
I know one realtor. And
yeah, we'll figure it out.
The background of that realtor is pretty funny, actually.
Is he like a crypto scammer?
It's a she.
It's a she. Pronouns.
She used to work with me at when I used to be in banking. She used to work.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
And then she quit.
She's a quant.
And I hadn't heard about her for a long time. And then I was out. Where was I? I was out for dinner, maybe. Or no, I was actually on a flight back to London. And she was just on the same flight as me. And she was like, oh, it's been great. Like, I didn't know you were in Lisbon. Like, yeah, I'm in Lisbon. And turned out that she had pivoted to doing high-end sex parties in Lisbon. Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah. She like organized them. And she was like, oh, you and your wife would love them. And I was like, what? Anyway, she texted me about a few months ago and was like, yo, I've actually pivoted now to being a high-end real estate agent in Lisbon.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of those in Dubai.
That's the natural progression.
Yeah, they're real estate agents.
She texted me she was like, if you ever want to buy a house, like, let me know. You know somebody, so I can hook you and Vanessa up with a.
We're good. I'm good. We're fine. We're not really into that, you know. I'm gonna have to play the replay of the beginning of the show for Vanessa to hear that one. I'll
send you a photo first, then you can decide. All right.
This guy's about to connect me to like the Glenn Maxwell of fucking Portugal, dude. I'm not trying to get.
I'll send you the photo first, then you can decide.
The natural progression to go from banking at Barclays, wherever the fuck you were before, I believe you were at Barclays or Goldman Sachs or some shit.
She was at Goldman, yeah.
Goldman Sachs to high-end sex parties in Lisbon, which that does make sense because that does cater to the Goldman Sachs crowd.
She said she spent a year in Ibiza and then she is like she is Portuguese. Her surname is Portuguese. I didn't realize that until.
Obrigado.
No.
And so to high-end sex parties in Portugal, to then a real estate agent. I mean, look, in Dubai, you know, they all double up. You know, the escort during nighttime, real estate agent during the daytime. So
it's kind of. I think that's what this show could kind of turn into, if I'm honest. Just like let's give crypto people another option to show you how your life can change. You know, like
we are giving people
parties in Lisbon if you want to.
If you're in crypto, pivot to throwing sex parties in Lisbon. You heard it here first.
You know,
On the
it's the
show.
American dream over here. You can do whatever you want.
Tyler, what the fuck are you doing buying another house in Chicago? I mean, you pivot to Lisbon.
I haven't penetrated the high end sex party game in the Chicago suburbs yet.
Interesting use of words there.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But
Okay.
Brooke, I don't believe that you're moving to Portugal. I actually thought you were going to move last summer, and now it's March.
Every time I'm trying to move, there's a bear market, and I'm poor.
Trust me, one trip with Kelly, maybe he'll move. Maybe he'll move.
Oh, her name is Kelly.
Yeah.
God damn it. Oh God, that's the sort of name that gets you in trouble.
Oh, the DMs are coming in asking for her number already. So
it's not the right time. Did you guys see the Solana ad last night?
Get a rough
Did you guys see the Solana advertisement yesterday? And you guys are starting to show like this today. Look at this. moving to list. The comments, man. Listen. How am I even supposed to follow this up? This is great. At least I'm coming. I'm coming next month. I'm gonna whoop your ass, Mando, for that.
yeah, you're coming.
I already have my ticket. I'm coming on the 11th to the 26th.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I'm coming for 2 weeks to figure. I'm going there. I'm tired of figuring out from a distance. I'm gonna go there, boots on the ground, and I'm gonna figure the fuck out. Because we're also looking for commercial real estate because we're moving like
everyone,
like 15 people team out there. 15, 16, 18. Tyler, you're gonna be able to take vacations with Tyler did it household to Lisbon and come hang out at the office. You're gonna have an office there. So we're gonna build offices for everyone. I mean, we do have a team, right? The whole Myriad Markets team is based out of Lisbon. So it's an office of like 10 people already. So anyways, DM Mendo, if you're interested in a high-end sex party,
real estate,
in
I can get you sorted, you know.
He's got you, bro. He's got you. Anyways, today on the show, today, markets, news, and pronouns. That's the topic today. Daily market report with Mando, followed by Tyler's top 100, followed by our guest. Couldn't make it last week. Daylight savings kind of fucked up the timing there, but we're back. So he's going to be joining us. He's going to be joining us today. IONET, today's show partner. And then we have a Rollbit loot box spin. I was just setting up the spins. These punks are getting very cheap. Not going to lie. So they're nice. 5% chance. 5% chance to win a CryptoPunk to down the show. That's big, dude. That's big. Were you there, man? Oh, you were there? We had a punk on the show.
No, I wasn't there, yeah.
The day I went to the White House on the Friday, right before going, we hit a punk. It was insane.
Third punk.
It was insane. Yeah, we hit a punk. We retired someone from the trenches. It was nice. And then last but not least, this show is powered by Galaxy's Web3 platform, empowering creators and brands to build unstoppable communities with full ownership and independence, trusted by icons like Donald Trump, Steve Aoki, Mike Tyson, and the NBA, shaping together the future of engagement. But also Wallet Connect. Wallet Connect is a connectivity network shaping the future of on-chain UX. If you've connected to Web3 app, you've seen Wallet Connect. That blue logo, it's everywhere. An icon of trust in crypto, as recognizable as Visa's checkout. Want to learn more? Follow Wallet Connect on X and Telegram to stay ahead of what's next. Mando, you tell me what's next. If I can remember where your thing is, there you go.
Who is the man, macro daddy of the land? Can you dig it?
GM, everyone. So we did have a slightly better day in macro yesterday. We had a bit more of a bounce across the board for stocks. We'd said everything looked slightly oversold, and we did see a bit of that bounce. Today, stocks are lower and a decent amount lower. The Nasdaq's down another 2%. S&P is down 1%. Definitely looks like we're retesting if we're going to keep on heading lower. We've already said this week is going to be very, very big. So tomorrow we have the Fed, which is going to be, and we have the Bank of Japan, and we have the Bank of England. So right now, I think we've already spoken about this, but like globally, what we're seeing is China stocks continue to do really well. US stocks continue to do pretty badly. And in terms of like overall risks out there, I guess the tech sell-off, like everyone's getting very bullish on AI in China and what that and the impact that could have on US AI. and that's been driving some of the outperformance of Chinese stocks. And then there's a little bit of worry about what's been going on in why the Bank of Japan meeting tomorrow is important. Bond yields are hitting the highs since 2006 now, so nearly 20 years. And we've already spoken about how like Japan has a lot of debt. So if that happens, it can spiral. They're going to have to raise interest rates to tomorrow, it seems like, or likely to talk about future interest rate rises too. So that's causing the main amount of worry away from like US tech stocks. And that's that seems to be dragged crypto lower again today. Not crazy, like Bitcoin's at 81K, but kind of goes back to what we were saying yesterday. So like I'd just be really wary thinking that we are going to like run out of this soon. It just feels like a sort of period where you're going to get chopped horrifically, even on Bitcoin. So yeah, this just feels periods where honestly we could be talking in July and the price could be exactly the same. I said that today in like one of our internal group chats. It's like I just think that you're going to do yourself a lot of damage almost by FOMOing or freaking out. I don't think we're going that much lower. I don't think we're going to go a decent amount higher though. I'd be very unsurprised if we like touch 75K or maybe 73K, and we also touch 91K from now until July, and then we just kind of end up where we are. So in terms of like maybe catalysts, it's only really macro on the horizon right now. We are looking, like I said, for some more stablecoin revelation come through. There was some like a vote in the Senate, which is coming up, but yeah, not much from like a political standpoint that's going to push us through. There's like varying technical indicators right now about like notably the founder of CryptoQuant put out a tweet yesterday, which I put in our group chat for
the LARP.
Well, yeah, he's the founder of CryptoQuant, so I don't know if he's a LARP or not, but he.
Oh yeah, sorry. He did. I mean, because you sent us the tweet where he called a bear market, but like,
yeah, I mean, 3 weeks ago he was like, "You're an idiot if you don't buy."
I didn't mean to call the founder of CryptoQuant a LARP. I'm just saying what you just said. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll find the tweet.
let me get up.
I got the tweet. I'll get you here.
You got it.
Ki Jong-yu, right? Ki
Yeah.
Young-ju. Yeah, there you go.
Bitcoin bull cycle is over, expecting 6 to 12 months of bearish or sideways price action. Now, three weeks ago, this same guy was saying the dip was healthy, buy the dip, and that everyone who hadn't bought it yet was a noob. So I don't know. CryptoQuant does post a lot of like contradictory sort of statements. We've seen other technical indicators that point to us being oversold. The correlation with global liquidity again points to us turning back higher, but yeah, the fact that technical indicators like this are getting 1.7 million views and 5.4K likes kind of tells you the market that we might be back in again, which is that like a bunch of technical traders are going to be looking at like lines and being, oh my God, we're going to lose this and go down to like 10, or like we're about to go to 400. There's going to be a lot of crazy predictions, and my honest view is that we'll probably just range in this sort of area. But yeah,
right.
That's kind of it in terms of like the top down look. If you were to look at all the individual assets, BNB and Tron, interestingly, continue to be the strongest L1s at the moment. BNB is having a like. CZ continues to kind of push various things there. They announced a Binance Alpha Season 2, of which they're looking to list a bunch of basically nothing tokens. One of them was like this token called Mubarak, which I only assume is to do with ETH, but that went up to 160 million. There was one called, I think it was Test or something similar. What was it called?
TST.
Tut. No, it was called Tut.
Oh.
And they said they would list bubble maps. So this Binance Alpha has like been the like again is like becoming the more important thing for like meme coins. Solana's not had a great 24 hours. obviously had this video, which I'm sure we're going to get into, which was like a bit of a backlash, but also
What video?
volume's going down a lot in terms of DEX and just this mindshare sort of stuff. I saw a wild stat, which was that Pump Fund has still made more revenue than all ETH protocols combined this year.
Yes,
so it's still pretty wild how much money they're making, but there's still 250,000 coins created on Solana last week, which is still kind of a wild stat. But it does feel as though there's not a lot of value being created, let's say. And I think, as Tyler mentioned, it feels like some of the Solana first narratives, like if we spoke about yesterday, that they're not really winning on the NFT stuff at the moment. They're not really winning on the meme coin stuff at the moment. So you really had them to try and win on like DePIN or on, what was the other one? Or on like DeFi or AI. AI took a big hit again over the last 24 hours as like a sector that people are paying attention to. So you really got to hope that like Solana hits on DePIN or DeFi. And at the moment, I see a lot of the DeFi stuff either happening on Hype or Sonic or even like Ethena, which is now announced it's going to do its own chain. It feels like, and all the RWA stuff is happening on ETH. So I think it's a bit of a challenging time on a fundamental basis for Solana here. And you can kind of see that, like the main thing holding up Solana here is that it's down so much rather than like people are super bullish on another narrative.
Yeah. Not so, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what to think this morning. I fuck it. Like, just don't look. Or just, I don't know. The only reason why I look at the price is because of the myriad market lines. So instead of getting liquidated on the way up or down, can't predict on myriad markets. It's, there's probably more money to be made than trading, NFA. It's more fun. It's definitely more fun. At least they don't get liquidated on prediction.
$500,000 of volume I saw.
$500,000, sir. We hit that yesterday. And that's just limited market, so it's pretty good. Like after one full week of predicting. So it's good. It's good. We're probably gonna hit 10,000 active traders in the next 24 to 48 hours as well. So that's it's big numbers, which is really, really good. There's like this crazy A16Z stat that says that like each trader adds like X amount of like market cap to like your valuation or something. I should bring it up at some point. Locks has it, but I was like, whoa. Yeah, 8,800 traders, $530,000 worth of volume. So it's good. We're pushing for $1 million weeks now in terms of volume. So we're going to try and open as many markets as possible, and sustain that liquidity and then do the whole thing. So it's a lot of fun. Anyways, markets are not looking great today, boys. 1886, man, ETH.
There was a wild stat yesterday. I don't know if you saw this report that came out from
Standard Chartered,
who said because of how much fees Base is taking, they're reducing the value, their price targets for ETH by 60%.
Can we talk about how bad L2s are for Ethereum, or is that like not consensus? Is that still not a consensus thinking?
I think it's incredibly consensus thinking.
It is now? Okay. Because it wasn't for the longest time, right?
The weirdly thing, like I'm not saying buy ETH, but it does feel as though they are starting to steady the ship a bit more. I would say that. Like I think I see signs that like they are now really going to try and push for some of the changes they need to make it. But it still feels, unfortunately, with some L1s, like decentralization is important, but it also can be difficult when you're trying to continue to upgrade a network and like do things to it. And it feels as though Ethereum is slightly too decentralized, at least in its decision making, that it's been slow to adapt to some things.
Yeah.
Like when ETH makes a mistake, it's going to take like 5 years for it to get fixed.
I mean, for me, and we talked about this on the show with Tyler last week a little bit, like Ethereum will always be the better technology and the best layer to build on. We're building, Myriad is an Ethereum company. I always joke people like, oh, Frug's bullish, bearish ETH. I'm not, dude. I'm literally building my entire, my bag is not my real livelihood. My real livelihood is this fucking company. You know what I mean? And it's being built on Ethereum.
Well, you build it on an abstract. That's the key,
Abstract,
right?
which
Like,
is
what we're all talking about here is that like everything's been built on the L2s.
yeah,
And Base gave,
you're right.
a few tens of thousands of dollars to ETH each month at the moment.
L2s is the single-handedly like it's hurting Ethereum more than Solana has ever hurt Ethereum, or any other L1 for the matter. L2s fight one another. L2s literally like hate each other. The BDs and the devs and the things and yesterday was the first time every L2 even agreed, and that was because of Solana's advertisement. But we'll get to that. But L2s behind the scenes are eating each other's lunch, bidding on teams, trying to poach teams for one another. Trust me, you know what I mean? Like I see it. I've seen it happen firsthand to us. So it's just like they're vampire attacking Ethereum. That's what L2s are doing. And anyone who doesn't think that, then just go hang out with a couple BDs from different L2 teams, and you'll see how they talk about one another. They definitely don't have the common good of Ethereum in mind when it comes to that. That's just my take because I've seen it. But Tyler, what do you think here? What's up with the market? What are your quants saying, man?
Well, I think for Ethereum, it's still like, to me, it's even simpler. Like, what is the pitch? I feel like this has been like kind of what we've been struggling with for months now. Like, if you had to pitch your friend on buying Ethereum here, like, what is the message? And I feel like it's been getting cloudier and murkier. And bad price action certainly hasn't helped. I think the folks I'm chatting with have largely checked out. I think everyone's kind of resigned to months of chop. And largely, I think we're getting to indifference. And like there are some opportunities that come up in indifference. We're seeing like this bubble maps token. This was a 3x and
Jesus Christ,
a few days. Like even like I'm not saying memes are back. Memes are far from back, but there have been opportunities in those streets. Like everything is a much less crowded trade now. So I think you have a couple options. You can just check out till July. And I think checking out from trading intraday Bitcoin swings makes a whole lot of sense because it's a good luck. And I've tried.
Yeah.
I lost my last Myriad bet trying to predict Bitcoin on a specific day. It's not that easy to do.
Okay, it's not that easy. I made it sound easier than it is. But 73% accuracy rate is better than anywhere else in the market right now. Yeah, it's a tough one. But we'll see, man. We'll see where the markets takes us. But yeah, everybody, we've been talking about this chop forever. I think indifference is the word. I feel like everybody's just indifferent at this stage. Like a lot of people are just giving up. Isn't it worrisome to you guys that we can't liquidate this whale that's like publicly?
He closed. He made $9 million.
Oh, he closed it.
He closed it, made $9 million. ZachXBT basically confirmed that we already knew that he's just some scammer from OG scammer who I think lives in Dubai. Who would have guessed?
Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? Dude, I swear to God, Dubai. Dude. Swear to God, man. Where are you from? Dubai. Okay. Oh man. I swear to God, Dubai. Anyways, speaking of Dubai, Tyler. I don't even know why that's a segue.
Easy.
For daily NFT and crypto analysis. Tyler T on FOMO hour cause the kids can't miss.
Yeah, folks, crypto majors are red today following equities. Bitcoin down about 1%, Solana down 4%, down the most here on the day. Speaking of, Solana dropped a very controversial new promo video yesterday mocking woke culture and saying America is back, time to accelerate, and then deleting the video after wide pushback from crypto Twitter. So we'll get into that in a minute. Canary Capital filed for a spot SUI ETF. That will be the first ever SUI ETF in the U.S. Trump's World Liberty Fi, they closed their second token sale. They've raked in $550 million across 85,000 participants. So some big numbers there. As we mentioned, Standard Chartered dropped its end-of-year ETH target price from 10K to 4K, blaming L2s for siphoning off value. A top European central bank official warned that Trump's pro-crypto stance could lead to future financial crises. So the increasing division across political parties, across countries on crypto feels like it's getting deeper. And then some news out of Michael Saylor. So this past week, he acquired 130 Bitcoin. Today, he just announced a new preferred stock offering for
Let's go.
STRF to raise more capital for Bitcoin. So Big
love
Mike
that
is
guy.
still buying. In token airdrop and protocol news, Robinhood announced it's moving into prediction markets. Powered by Kalshi, it's going to start with March Madness and a federal interest rates market. We had Backpack announce its seasons are going to start this Friday. We typically know what seasons mean in this game. Myriad, shout out to them, crossing 500,000 in betting volume, 2,400 returning bettors on Monday. And then Ethena and Securitize announced a new chain called Converge as a settlement layer between TradFi and DeFi. Rounding this out, AI and crypto. AI market was down. Leaders down about 5 to 10%. The more interesting story here, AIXBT lost $100,000 in a security incident where someone gained basically unauthorized access to a part of its infrastructure. Not exactly sure how this played out, but AIXBT sent someone 55 ETH. ARK down 33%, 45 million, and nearly out of the top 15 at this point. So quite the drawdown there. Meme coin leaders mostly red. And we talked about Mubarak and BMT already. Those were leading the way. and once again, it seems like Binance, BNB, that's where the alpha is right now in the meme streets.
The meme streets on Binance. Oh, we've seen this movie before. Love to see that. Anyway, so where do we even start here today, Tyler? There's quite a bit of stuff going on.
There's a decent amount. Maybe we quickly talk on the Saylor topic. So I think
let's
whenever
start there.
Saylor makes this announcement, people instantly point to his liquidation price going up. But Mando, if I'm correct, him releasing preferred stock as an equity sale would not impact his liquidation price.
This is incredible. This is the best thing that could possibly happen for the general Bitcoin market. If I own MicroStrategy common stock, maybe not so much. And I'll detail that a little bit. But there was a real risk that if he uses debt, i.e. converts or even like secured debt or anything like that, there's a chance he could get liquidated and that could be very messy. If he's just using equity, it kind of feels like a very it reduces that risk almost to a minuscule amount now.
Mm-hmm.
Now what it does do is it does layer the common stock, and by layer I mean that preferred stock are normally given first rights for any dividends. They would also give them first rights in various other scenarios, but mainly around dividends. So, for example, if MicroStrategy only had a certain amount of cash to pay dividends, they would have to pay the preferred stockholders higher before they paid any common stockholders. So, like, if you're a common stockholder of Strategy right now, I'm not too sure if it's not 100% positive because you're getting layered, but it is long-term bullish, I would actually say, because it now means that there's a high chance he wouldn't get liquidated over a long period of time. And there's maybe a chance in the future that, he does something more equity-like with the Bitcoin, like becomes a Bitcoin bank or creates yield for it. So I like this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I like this a lot for the market. I like this a lot for MicroStrategy as a company, not necessarily for the common stockholders, but yeah, it's good. This is very good. But largely we had heard this before. It's like the second announcement, because remember we already announced he filed a shelf for 22 billion of preferred stock. What was it, 2 weeks ago? This is actually coming to market. So what you do is you file for it to be on the shelf, saying, hey, it's going to happen, and then this is the first one that they're doing.
Yeah. Makes sense. I think my takeaway from all this is very few people who comment on Saylor getting liquidated have a comprehensive understanding of the reality.
I would say there's almost no chance of him being liquidated if this goes through.
Yeah.
Love that. He's the best. We got to get him on the show.
I don't know how big it is, though. It said 5 million shares, but I don't know what they are valued at, because this is this is pref stock. So I just didn't know what size that was in dollars.
Right. Yeah, I don't think that was included in the announcement, so we will have to see. But positive news there. I don't know if it's positive, like the Trump's World Liberty Fi thing. I've been going back and forth. Like it's messy. So they completed 550 million. I think there's I don't know the answer to this. Like, I've seen reports that Trump's going to get $390 million of the token sale money. That was like hard for me to wrap my head around how that's going to work. I'm not an expert in running pre-sales. But that was the news. They completed their second token sale, 550 million now raised. And I don't know that we have a whole lot of detail on future plans, how they plan to use the capital, other than some detail on how, who's getting the tokens and who's going to cut the revenue. I didn't realize that the Trump company gets 75% of all net protocol. And that seems like a lot.
What a cook.
Yes, I don't know. I know we're light on time. We don't have to get into that one today. Like the Solana ad, I feel like we do need to talk about. We've been kind of dancing around that.
Dude, the Solana ad, man. Wow. I gotta say though, I do like Toli's reaction post that. I thought he was like, he really came out against. He was like, "What the fuck is this?" I don't know if you guys saw that. He was like really making fun of himself, and he was like retweeting people like, that were also against it. I mean, what did you guys make of it, Tyler? What do you?
I have a lot of questions. I have a lot of thoughts. First question is like, how did this get through the approval process to posting? If you ever find yourself posting a highly produced ad campaign video and deleting it within 2 hours, you've done something wrong.
Baron ad was better.
Someone probably needs to lose their job. I mean, anyone who watches, I rewatched it before the show this morning. It was clearly just too heavy-handed. And my hottest take is I actually think they could have slipped like one anti-woke joke into this ad, and it would have been fine.
Yeah, just one little joke, like whatever. Like
they made it such like a central theme of this, and it was just not funny, and just cringy. I mean, I just stopped watching it the first time. It was just hard to sit through. It's unfortunate because I think the core message to accelerate, along with America getting back on track, is a fine message. They just went about painting it in a bad way, and probably like getting too political, I think, is a mistake.
The memes are great.
The memes are amazing.
My own meme today.
Mando's having a field day with that one, bro. You're like, when my parents ask why I'm 30 and don't have a job, I want to invest in. Oh my god! I mean, Mando, what did you make of that ad, dude? I feel like I can guess what you're gonna say, but
I just thought it was cringe. Like,
yeah, it's just too
much.
much.
They deleted it though. It was a really good. What did somebody else put? Which kind of harks back to what we were saying before, which is like, the good thing is that they deleted it. If it was Ethereum, they would have doubled down and kept it up.
Yeah, the Solana blockchain really spoke to me on a personal level. Yeah, I mean, I think I don't even need to double down here. It was it's like, dude, like the anti-woke thing worked out, and like Trump won by landslide already. It's like you don't need to like keep going at it. You know what I mean? It's like it's okay. Like you're like 4 months late here. Like get over it. Also, like I'm not a fan of like. By the way, yeah, these guys definitely did a better ad for Avalanche than
I think they're going to do a parody.
Yeah, I know. I tagged them, and then Avalanche bit. Yo, I want 10%. I want 10% of that deal, but doggos. I thought Ryan Selkis directed it, but he's hating on it. I figured that Ryan Selkis.
The left-leaning team wrote it.
What?
That's Tux's take.
Sorry.
Interesting.
You can tell it was a left-leaning team that wrote or approved it. No, okay. Anyways, this is, yeah. Let's not even go into that conversation. But it's just, yeah, it was just cringe. Everybody knows it was cringe. And it was, yeah, it was so funny because then people started retweeting the BLM stuff from 2020. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny that that they did that. And then apparently, well, there's a new Coinbase ad too now.
Coinbase ad I thought was good.
Coinbase is good at ads. Historically, they've made really good advertisements.
That's
but
political, just basically being like crypto's better than banks.
The thing is, the political war, whatever you want to call it, has been won.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like they won it. So it's like no need. Are you showing your screen, man? Though, do you want me to prove it, or was that?
No, that was from before.
Okay. But it's like the political war was already like kind of won, right? It's like crypto's in the White House now. You don't need to keep pushing it. They know that, and it looks like they're gonna fix that, and they're already on it. The best thing they could do right now is just drop another accelerate ad, but like a banger. You know what I mean? Like just like go back, hire a bunch of creators like from the Solana eco or something, and just come up with a banger to accelerate.
Who are you going to get from the Solana eco to do that? The vape cabal?
Third guy's back.
Sol Jakey?
I have to say though, Sol Jakey did make
the
it
Libra
back.
team.
Yeah,
Hayden?
Calster Ventures. You know, like La Libertad. What about that fucking idiot, Millet? Can't even handle his own country. Anyways, that's another conversation. Tyler, is there anything else? Then I'm gonna go to Tussy if he's in the studio. But is there anything that I didn't touch on?
Quick, pull up I just sent you a tweet about the AIXBT situation. I feel
Oh
like
my god, dude! This
kind
is
of
like
summarizes where we're at in this broader AI market downturn.
You're right.
That the
It just
bottom
can't
here
get
is
worse.
fixed.
It just keeps on getting worse and worse and worse and worse. You're like, let me pull up Supreme Leader's tweet because he's a funny ass reply guy. There you go.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly how this fungus man, who's now deleted his account, somehow I don't like. He tweets fungus man, and AIXBT tips him 55.5 ETH. So like clearly
the devs just come out with an explanation. It was a hack. If you go onto the devs page, he's put.
What's the dev? Who's the dev?
I can't remember his name, but basically they hacked the back end so that it would reply on purpose with these replies.
Okay.
So who is the dev of AXBT?
I think it's like DTR or DXR.
I didn't even know he had this ability
to
do things. Right? I actually just genuinely didn't, but it's kind of wild, bro. This is what we already spoke about with these AI agents. Like, you want to give them this much money,
and this slop has a 1600 score on Ethos. That's bullshit.
Let's go after him on Ethos. Let's hit him where he hurts.
Let's go.
No airdrop for him.
Go. You know what? Let's go speak about him on Ethos, bro.
Oh,
there you
that
go.
sickens me right there.
Can't even. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways.
Yeah, I'll go I'll go slash AIXBT after this.
Yeah, go slash him, bro. Jesus Christ, bro. This stupid ass slop has better score than me.
But like,
what do you mean?
So like last week, BankerBot had to unplug access to Grock because Grock was getting tricked and manipulated into launching so many meme coins.
Oh, you missed that, man, though. That was good.
Really?
Grock launched 7 tokens and then deleted its own tweets about the tokens and made almost $1 million in fees.
Love it.
Yeah, it's still got like 700K. So the fungus man's probably going to come after Grock next.
I quite like the username Fungus Man.
That's a good tweet, Fungus Man.
Amos, you should have been that, man.
Look at this banger.
I was once, and I will continue to be eventually.
Oh, yeah, you were the fungus guy. You had the fucking
man. Oh, it's Sims. Sims hacked AIXBT.
Yeah. The guy who had a fucking project about like fungies or some shit. That was you.
I'll be fucking here if I do fucking 55 ETH overnight, believe me. I've linked it in the WhatsApp. That's the guys explained how it was done.
Let's see it. Hold on. Where is that? Let me see. All right, let's pull it up. It appears as if the XBT was tricked into Hungusman, now deleted. Both the authors are in response. No. 17. I'm just trying to understand. Not gonna make it.
You're the one that Sims just sent.
But hey, 55 ETH. Like the guy made like $55. You know what I mean? Like it's not a crazy hack. So
what are you doing with the money, Sims?
Yeah, what are you doing with the money, Sims?
Trying to find a casino, mate, to put it in.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Every chance I have to scream that.
The unofficial tagline.
I have to say, Yeet is a pretty good name. Anyways, Tyler, I think we went around the horn. Shall we bring our homeboy from Iowa down on the stage?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. What's up, Tosif? How you doing today? Good morning.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Thanks
Did
for
I say
having
your
me.
name right? Tosif?
Tassif, yeah.
Tosif.
Got it.
Yo, that painting you got behind you, the Biggie Smalls one. So I was at the Dialectic headquarter in Zug once. You know, it's this big like crypto fund. They have like the Beeple,
Yeah.
101, etc. And they have the original crown from Biggie Smalls from the clip. It's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, bro. I was
That's
like,
amazing.
what the fuck is this? And they're like, yo, that's the fucking crown. Like they have like a PSA 10 charge on like everything on the walls and shit. Then you have like the fucking crown. And it's like signed like Notorious Big. So there was two for that clip, and I have one of them. Anyways.
That's like an actual grill right there.
Yeah, actual grill. I was like, damn, yo, turn around real quick. We'll fucking run away with the thing. Anyways, Toasty, what's up, man? Why don't you give us a little intro and tell us more about, IONET and what you guys are up to?
Sure, happy to do that. Yeah, so my name is Tausif Ahmed. I'm the Chief BD Officer at IONET. For those unfamiliar with IONET, we're essentially the Airbnb for GPUs. So we basically take all this latent GPU compute capacity that's spread out all over the world, whether that's our independent data centers, former crypto miners, all the way to people who have gaming rigs with 4090s, 3090s, like souped up consumer cards in their PCs, pull that into our network and offer that up as a front end to AI ML developers everywhere, whether they're at a startup, enterprise, research lab, university, and just make it super easy to get access to GPU compute.
I love that. I just realized you have a Bitcoin Puppet PFP. I love that. I'm so bullish on the IONET now. Holy shit. Wow. So bullish. I mean, Tyler and I, we love the pups. We forgot to do our special. We got a 1 hour special on Pups World Peace. Anyways, love that. Love your PFP. And I think this is actually really smart. Nice domain, io.net. You guys are absolutely cooking, it seems. So why don't you break down a little bit of, you said Airbnb for GPUs, all that stuff. That's a little above my pay grade. So why don't you give us a little bit of an explanation? Is like, what's your strategy to top AWS as the largest provider in cloud computing market? Because a lot of our shit's stored on there. If AWS goes down, feels like there's always that meme, right? Like if AWS goes down, like almost all crypto goes down or whatever. So how are you guys gonna change that?
Yeah, for sure. So I think there's like three major things we kind of focus on, right? When we're talking about how we're going up against AWS. And it's actually kind of like better to walk through sort of like an example of what your experience would be if you're like an AI startup trying to get compute from AWS, right? So one of the first things is just price. Like AWS is really, really expensive. And especially if you're like a startup coming in, trying to get access to like an H100 or A100, which are, kind of like top of the line GPUs that you need for AI training, you're going to get priced out immediately because you're, probably bootstrapped, you're trying to raise funds, like you can't just throw a bunch of money at compute. So at IONET, we offer like pricing that's about 70 to 90% cheaper than AWS, Azure, GCP because of sort of how we're able to source our compute in a decentralized manner. The second sort of aspect of that is just availability, right? So even if you have the money to go pay AWS for GPUs, like they might not have the GPUs that you need actually available because they have all these like bigger customers like, like JP Morgan, Epic Games, like Snap, Meta, all these guys who are spending hundreds of millions of dollars a month with them. So they're always going to get like first priority before any random startup that comes up. So we're able to offer that availability for startups to, just log on to our platform, get access to the GPUs you need, deploy them pretty quickly. And lastly, the way we do it is just offering more flexibility. So for that same AWS example, if you have the money, you are actually able to get to the front of the line and, get the GPUs you need. AWS is going to make you sign up for a 2-3 year like contract to lock those in, right? Which if you're a small startup, that's going to be pretty hard. So we offer a lot of flexibility. Anyone can go onto our platform, deploy a GPU cluster within 2 minutes, and then we don't have you commit to long-term contracts unless that's what you need. So if you want like GPUs for an hour, a day, a week, couple weeks, we leave it up to you.
I love that. Wow, so you actually just saw your bio. You actually went. Well, first of all, you went to Harvard. That's fire. And second of all, you worked at AWS, and then you decided. Seems like you decided to make the leap of faith. And who pissed you off at Amazon? Who pissed you off over there for you to go a full decentralized route and build this? You gotta tell me who grinded your gears. But on a more serious note, given your background, obviously, you worked at AWS, all that good stuff. So it's clearly, you know what you're talking about here. And it seems like, your company's really successful, actually. So congrats on everything you guys are doing. How do you see the intersection of decentralized infrastructure and traditional cloud services evolving in the next 5 years? Because I feel like this is one thing, even though I'm not an expert on cloud computing and all this stuff, like cloud storage, we talk about it a lot in this industry. And I feel like I've never seen the solution to AWS. So where does decentralization come into play, and how do you see that evolving?
Yeah, it's kind of funny we're talking about, like me going from AWS to Web3 and who pissed me off at AWS and things breaking over there, because I actually wanted to jump into crypto back in like 2017, 2018, but then the whole industry blew up back then. And of course there were no business roles like for someone like me, unless you were a dev. So I ended up at AWS, and within like the first few months I was there, one of AWS's biggest services, S3, like their storage service, happened to go down for a few hours. And then I read this crazy statistic after it happened that a third of the entire internet went down with it when like one of these core services went down. So it kind of really like almost showed me like the follies of like a centralized like provider, right? When you have like that much centralization risk, like it's like everything can just go down at the same time. And like you won't really realize it until it's too late. So I think in terms of like going back to your question of like, how does the intersection of like decentralized infra plus traditional cloud like sit together? I think, one's not going to replace the other. Like I think both, there's room for both to coexist, and they're going to coexist for a long time. And I think that's because kind of like they solve like different use cases for like different reasons, right? So one of the things that we've kind of seen is like a lot of like AI startups who come to us, if they're going to train like a whole like foundational model like from scratch, like they actually want all these GPUs to sort of like exist in the same data center that like they're literally like plugged in like with actual physical wires, because they're like trying to get super like low, like high speed, low latency, and they want to like train that model as fast as possible. Like decentralized training, it's like there's a lot of like cool stuff that's happening right now, but it's not quite there, right? It's like it's a little bit slow, but it'll get there. But I think for decentralized infrastructure, where we've actually found like a lot of a great use case has been actually with inference. So inference is basically like whenever you actually use say you use like ChatGPT and you give it like a input and it gives an output, like that's what AI inference is, like basically using a model. But the scale of that is like ChatGPT is doing that billions of times, like a day, and that workload is spread out everywhere, right? It's not just like, oh, I just need one data center to do it. Like your servers might be in like Northern Virginia, but your users might be in Indonesia, like Dubai, Australia. So when you actually have like decentralized infrastructure, you can actually reduce the amount of time it needs for that inference to take place, because like all the nodes are closer to your actual customers, right? So in those situations, we've kind of found that like decentralized infrastructure is better than centralized infra. And, I think a lot of people kind of come to realize that, especially as more and more people start depending on AI for various reasons. And, I think people really hate waiting for stuff to work on the internet. So I think, that latency thing is going to be super important going forward.
Wow. And you guys are, this is impressive. Also, you're really good at explaining something so complicated. Right? He's like,
I mean, I talk about this stuff all day.
Like, I'm not even faking this time. There's a few times I have to fake with some guests, and I'm like, yeah, it's fascinating, bro. I am actually understanding this. Mando, we're gonna quiz you after this. I hope you're ready. No, but seriously, quick question though. You're building all this on Solana, it seems. Why Solana? Because it seems like, yesterday we were talking about some stuff. I think Mando brought up like there's all deep in, like Solana needs a new narrative, like there's deep in or really blah blah. And it so happens that today, Show Partner is building something massive like this on Solana. Can I ask you why?
Yeah, I mean, that's actually kind of an easy question, because like Solana, for lack of a better word, is kind of the fastest horse in the race, right? Like when you kind of think about deepen, like you actually need to coordinate like this global network of like, like millions, if not like hundreds of millions of nodes. And they need to communicate with each other like very quickly with low latency and almost like also share kind of, like microtransactions and payments, right? Like, I think like for us, it's like, depending on the GPUs that are being used, like payments can be a little bit bigger, but when you start going to like like some other deepins, like, there's like HiveMap or Helium, where there's like much smaller like micropayments that need to be made. Like Solana is just a lot better at handling like those like tiny payments but just at massive scale, right? So if you're building like a deepin, like it just has all these things that are naturally part of the network, where it just doesn't make sense to like do it anywhere else or build your own like L1 unless it's like something very, very specific, right? So I think the choice to build on Solana was super easy.
And that literally, we could like cut this up, and that's a better ad than yesterday's for Solana. And
that's a low bar.
No, but that ass, like, because that you kind of made the case. It's funny. I know I didn't plan to ask you this, but it's just like Mando was really bringing this up. But Solana has these like different stories, like arguably deep into some of them, and it is the home of deep in. Someone just brought this up in the comments here. I'm seeing it, but and this actually makes perfect sense. And what you're talking about makes sense because of all these microtransactions, the fastest horse in the race. Therefore, it makes sense that it's on Solana. So that's actually really good bullish case. Last question for you here, Tosif, is you guys' focus on GPU compute capacity is and the rapid expansion of data centers. I think the availability of GPUs will remain limited, because I heard those are like not easy to come about.
Yeah, it's kind of funny you mentioned this, because it actually, the industry and availability kind of like ebbs and like flows. About like 12 to 18 months ago, like the high-end GPUs were impossible to find. And then about 6 months ago, a lot of them came back out into the market. And, a lot of it has to do with like all these stories you hear about, like open source models and DeepSeek and things like that, right? Like 12 to 18 months ago, it's like everyone thought the game was like, hey, I need to train my own foundational model because that's how I compete with ChatGPT. That's how I compete with Anthropic. So everyone sucked up all these like H100s, like the high-end GPUs from the market. And they just like sat on them to try to, like train their own model. And then, 6 to 9 months ago, Meta came out with Llama 3.3, or I forget what the number was back then. But their state-of-the-art open source model, and they just like released it, right? And then DeepSeek came out and just released another state-of-the-art open source model that competes with the big boys. So people were like, oh wait, like I don't actually need to spend like billions of dollars and train this thing myself. I can use this and then, sort of build on top of that, fine tune it, add my own data, and, just make it more efficient. So it sort of like shifted the dynamics of it. But like now we're actually seeing like the supply crunch start to come back. And it's like for a couple different reasons, right? So like first one has been like the shift from like training AI models to like inference once again, right? It's like once people are like, okay, I don't actually need to train these models. I could just put them out there, like, and get more people access to it. The workload shifts from like, okay, now we don't need to worry about GPUs for training, but now we need like all those GPUs to just handle like the amount of inference and usage that we're going to get from customers. And then also like, secondly, it's the idea of like more open source models, like is just making like state-of-the-art AI available to everyone a lot more easily, right? And like what has happened in the past too, it's like when you increase accessibility for everyone, you are also going to correspondingly increase demand. And that's sort of what we're seeing too. It's like as more people incorporate AI into their lives, more products incorporate AI into themselves, we're just going to see that demand for inference keep skyrocketing.
Wow. Fascinating. That's really cool. Well, congratulations on all the success here with what you guys are building with IONET. I just saw someone in the comments like, yo, I made $500 from the airdrop. Hell yeah.
Love to hear it.
That's awesome. So the whole thing's tokenized, right? With the IO token, etc. It seems. Okay, cool. That does make a lot of sense. Awesome. Matosi, thank you so much for partnering with us today. That's awesome. You're welcome to stay. We're about to do a giveaway or a little raffle. So if you want to stay on, you can. If not, have a wonderful day.
Awesome. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Tosif. Appreciate you, man.
Bye.
All right. Well, that was good. Yeah. Hell yeah.
That was a good interview. I think we should clip the whole thing. At the end, he just outlined the bull case for AI and comp power.
Literally. And he's good at explaining it.
Yeah, he's a very sharp guy.
Yeah, damn. That was good. Like sometimes like when this shit is like really like so when a lot of stuff is like all this like really big brain and stuff, it's tough to understand, but he explained it well. Also, like that Solana like thesis, it was laid out for you guys in like 120 seconds. You know what I mean? So that does make sense. It's good. This is why we need more builders on the show so that we can talk about all this shit. Anyways, let's get to this giveaway because I gotta run. So the code was market. I'm sorry, guys. I rugged you guys today on the code. Rafflebot.xyz. Rafflebot.xyz code is market, M-A-R-K-E-T, M-A-R-K-E-T. Give you guys another minute. And while Sims brings this up, code is market. Let's go. Yeah, that guy was a big brain for sure. I'm seeing all the comments. Let's go. Learned a lot. Good interview. Wish my teacher spoke eloquently like him. He actually is very well spoken about what he's doing. Because it's not easy to talk about like GPUs and all that really big nerdy shit. And that was really well explained. So I'm very happy. Yeah, that was really good. All right. Random draw. Let's see. Let's win a punk today. All right. I got people downstairs in my apartment doing fucking measurements. I'm not gonna be able to scream if you guys want a pump. Let's go. NFT cutie. Where's the sound? Did it get rugged?
No.
Can you guys hear it?
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
That was weird.
Hey, there we go. NFT cutie, yo. That person listens to the show every fucking day, man. That's awesome. Let's go. Let's go. I love that. NFT cutie, get yourself on stage. Come on. Let's go. You won. Let's do this. NFT cutie here. What does this bio read? Big Web3 guy, Web3 consultant, investor, DeFi expert, crypto OG, art and NFT collector, GM and AI lover, DAO-holic, Markham, Bitcoin. God damn it, man. And you 6'1"? Jesus Christ. NFT cutie. I see this motherfucker every day on our show. Please be here. Please. I know it's bugging a bit, so I can't see everyone. That's maybe on this phone. NFT cutie.
He's responded in chat that he's trying to get on.
Oh, he said, because he's watching on YouTube. That's why. I see him. He is in chat just as a proof for everyone. So let me share on the screen. So he is here, so he's good. You're sorted. You're fine. There you go. I love how Kuro just realized after 2 years that we're on video. He's like, I've been listening to the show for 2 years, and I just realized that it's on video. I'm dying, man. What's up, NFT? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Good. Congratulations. You won. You've been listening to the show for a long time. I see you like every day. Love that.
Yeah, I've been with you since day one.
I know. I've seen you around since day one. So I love to see that, dude. Congratulations. All right. I gotta run. So let's give you how about this? Either a red guy or punk. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, let's go. Oh, keep going. Oh, so close, dude. Oh my god. You want a red guy. Sorry. You want a red guy. Congratulations. Dude.
That was close.
Dude, that was close. Congrats, NFTQ. You got a red guy, brother. Congrats. Holy shit, you guys saw that? It's the 5%, Tyler, is nice. It's like 4.5-ish. 5%.
A lot of punks if you keep this at 5%.
I mean, if the prices stay this low, I can afford to keep them 5% because I have to spend $5,000 per day. Yeah. And it depends on the price of the punk. When the punks were like 150K, I had to put them at like 1 point, 2 points, right? Max. What else? The box gets too expensive. But at this price, I mean, fuck, this is nice. All right, well,
against the punk, that's some good odds, folks.
Dude, 5% chance to win a punk, plus you get to like get an entertaining show 1 hour per day. You learn, you chill, you vibe during the rest of this chop for the next 69 months. There you go. With that, we'll see y'all tomorrow morning. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the episode of FOMO Hour on Rug Radio. Let's go.